Michael is a great support employee because he is always there. He does not complain. He does anything that we ask him to do. He's the first one here and the last one to leave. He's creative. He has his own 3D printer and he makes stuff for us all the time. He will lead lessons on how to do that. He's Santa Claus every year. He works not only with with our Christmas connection, but he goes to the elementaries each year as Santa Claus. So the kids love him in the room that he works in. The staff loves him. He is just he is the heart and soul of Shawnee High School.
All the things I appreciate about Michael, and if he sees this and I'm calling him Michael and not Moose or something like that, he'll be mad. So Moose, all the things I appreciate about Moose, he's amazing at working. He comes in early a lot of the times before I get here. He's here at 7 o'clock most mornings. He stays until all the kids are gone. And a lot of the times now that we've worked together for so many years, he just automatically knows what I need him to do. And he does it in the classroom with some of the hardest students we have. He does all of the things, and he takes kids to grade 7, and he's our Santa, and he supports 10 yearbooks through his Mason work, and we give them to my students and other students who need them. He just does so much. He brings breakfast to us every once in a while. He does all kinds of fun things. So we so appreciate him, and it is just amazing that he gets to be the first to get this award for the district, and we're so proud of him and excited. So thank you.
I enjoy the fact that every day I come to work, something's going to be different. No day's actually the same. When I wake up, I actually look forward to coming to work. Our day could consist of Uno, math. We have good days, bad days. Every day's the same and every day's different. I just enjoy my job.
Well, I get to go in classrooms a whole lot, and very rarely does somebody make me have that feeling of, oh my gosh, I wish I were back in the classroom, because she looks like she's having so much fun. And she is that person. Like, I can go watch her teach and makes me itch to get back in the classroom. And I think that's a great testament to what she makes it look so much fun.
I love her, and she's the best teacher because she's my best friend.
I love the excitement in children's faces when they learn something new. I love to watch them encourage each other. I love just teaching kids how valuable having knowledge is, and that they all can do something or they all can learn something, and just increasing their self-worth. I now have children of kids I had in kindergarten. So that's really saying something. When you've taught a child in kindergarten and now you have their children, you've been here a while. So, and that's another thing I love about teaching, is just building those lifelong relationships with people.
She is an amazing teacher who is always looking for ways for herself to grow and learn. She embodies the idea of being a lifelong learner, which is what we want our students to be. So she's a great model for that.
I love her class because it's super duper fun. Thank you for being my teacher, and I love to be in your class because you're fun and nice.
Really, I think even as a little girl, all I ever thought about was being a teacher. I would even play and pretend like I was a teacher, with my toys or my cousins or whoever I could, rope into being my pretend students. The last few weeks, and I told my students this today, I actually have run into 3 different former 4th graders here from Horseman, and they were working at their jobs. And one of my former students said, as he counted my change back, he said, "Miss Maston, you told me I was going to have to know how to do this, and you were right." So just the relationships you form. And, I tell my students, you're mine this year, but really you're always mine. And I can't wait to see, you as you go through junior high and high school and run into you while you're working on your job and read about you in the newspaper and see, what great things you're going to do in your future.
Justin is one of our new young teachers, and it's so nice to have people like him coming into our profession because he really has a heart for our kids. Justin is actually an alumni of Jefferson. He was here as a child, and he knows our neighborhood and our areas, and he knows the needs of our students and is willing to work really hard to make sure that they get what they need.
And he doesn't normally get on to us a lot, and he gives us warning before, punishment. He's the best teacher ever.
I fell in love with Jefferson, and it was Mrs. Kennedy and Mrs. Greenwood through those years that just made it worthwhile. And I want to be like that. I want to have that influence and have that touch on those moments where those kids can look back and say, Mr. Hudlow cared. I don't like always being caught up in the same repetitive tasks over and over and over again because they just become meaningless after a while, where kids need more than that. They need to have that hands-on experience. They need to be able to have more fun with it and the exploration. You need to take chances. You need to make mistakes and get messy, and it's not just sitting behind a desk and looking at a textbook or a computer screen. It's explore and make those mistakes, really get into the content. And I love that. I want to be able to do that, not sit there and who can recite the fastest from memory, because memory will fail one day. That just happens in life. I want them to live it and know it and get to experience the content.
Roxy is a rock star. She goes above and beyond in every capacity. She's energetic. She makes learning fun. And I'm not just saying that as a principal, but she's also taught one of my boys who absolutely adored her. And so she just really she lightens the room. She brightens the room when she walks into it.
I really like her. She has a great personality. And she's really funny and energetic. Well, I think it's the best class ever. The best part about her class is that every time we have math, she breaks it up in pieces to make it make more sense instead of making it harder for us. I don't want to leave for class this year.
I just really want to be a positive influence on their life and to show them that if they're passionate about their learning and their studies, they're going to have so many more choices in life. And so I just try to use this as a platform to set them up for future success. I just love interacting with the children and, trying to figure out ways to create a desire in them to want to learn. And then also to help others. So I really try to instill a passion for learning, but then for them to be able to look outside of themselves to where they can use their gifts to help others.
She always has something to share or show you, something she's done, something the kids have done, and she is excited about it. She's excited about her kids and what they learn and how they grow, and she won't take compliments about herself. It's always, we tell her that something is really good, her answer is always, yeah, the kids did a great job.
Miss Clark helps us with a lot of stuff, and she makes us feel welcome a lot. I want to stay in her class forever.
I remember as a kid just playing school all the time. That's all I wanted to do. And as I got older, that passion just stayed with me. What I really enjoy most is when we're teaching something, we're learning something. I always teach my kids, things are going to be hard in the beginning, and the more we practice it, the easier it will get. And so just watching them go through those steps of the learning process, and just watching their eyes light up when they finally get it. Or I've had several where they will just be like, "Oh my God, Miss Clark," and they kind of holler across the room that I get it. It's so easy, and I'm like, that's great. So just watching the excitement that they get, and me getting to be the one that teaches them something new that maybe they and think of things in a way that maybe they haven't thought of before.
The students love her. She works really hard to get to know them and build relationships with them, but she holds super high expectations, and she is our read teacher, and students want to be in her class. And that's an extra reading class that students, are taking part in so that they can, learn and raise their scores and all of those things. And students want to be in there because of who she is, and how she makes each one of them feel.
She's like a mom to me, and I just accept her as a mom because she helps me on assignments that I need help on. If you need her, you can call on her.
She's able to actually teach what she's trying to teach, and she has a decent relationship with the students, so it makes it easier to learn.
Every day I get to get up and do something that I don't know for sure how they're going to feel. Are they going to be here? Are they going to be fully awake? Like it pushes me to be a better person because it's hard. That's why I like it. I think this is my 23rd year. I don't know. I always say 24th, but I really think it's more my 23rd. But the best part of that is that I still get up every day and I actually love it. I get to do something that I love that gives me joy because I feel like I'm helping people that long after I'm gone, maybe I did something good for them. My husband and I have this joke that I don't want to be buried, that I want to give my body to science so I can still teach afterwards. So I can still be a teacher even then. So I don't know. It's just my calling. People say that and it seems like a silly thing to say, but I really think that it is.
Tammy Cooper's amazing. Not only is she one of those teachers that's the first one here and the last one to leave, but she never wants to stop growing as an educator. She is always looking for the next professional development to go to. She's always wanting to lead things in her department. She's always finding new things to do. And so she's always growing. She's growing as much as the students in her classroom are.
I love that she'll take the time to back up if you need to. Sometimes she'll go over a concept and we'll be like, wait, when did we learn that? And she'll be like, okay, let me back up. And she'll go back a few months if need be, and she'll re-explain how we got there and stuff like that.
Amber is an excellent teacher. I feel like taking her class this year, I've gotten a better understanding of the concepts than I did at taking other math classes I've taken. If you don't understand a concept, she will re-explain it in a different way. She's probably one of the best teachers I've ever had. She's not only the best math teacher I've ever had, but she's just a really wonderful person to be around. And she just kind of makes my day when I have her class.
I like the thrill of helping the kids and making sure that they know how to do math skills, because math skills are so difficult for these kids, and just helping them to understand what they need to understand so they can apply it and go on in the future and have great jobs, or not even a good life. Best part of my day is probably woof time. It's the time I get a chance to sit down with my students one-on-one and help them with what they haven't understood throughout the week so that they're not left behind. I can't leave them behind. They need to be up with everybody else.
Mary Cash is Teacher of the Year for Jim Thorpe Academy. Very well deserved. Mary works so hard. She's our English teacher, so she teaches every student that's on our campus for different Englishes she teaches. She also is a special education teacher, so she works on IEPs, whether they're a Jim Thorpe student or whether they're out at Carter Hall. So she has almost every certification you're going to have in public school. You know, she could be the social studies teacher, the English teacher, the special ed teacher. She could run the school newspaper. She could do all kinds of things. She's very well placed in an alternative setting working with these students.
She's always making sure I do my work and making sure I got pencils, pens, anything that I need. Make sure I got breakfast, and if you're hungry, she'll offer her the last juice or, whatever. She's all around just a good teacher. And you make sure that you have what you need to succeed and pass your class.
I almost don't ever remember not being a teacher, because I can remember in second grade, we had our teacher and we had a teacher's aide, and they, of course, would sit and listen to the kids read. And they figured out in second grade that I had already read all the books you were supposed to read for second and third grade. So the teacher would have me sit there. We'd have 3 chairs, the teacher, the teacher's aide, and me, and we would listen to kids read. I love seeing those moments when, those aha moments where they get it, seeing them realize that they are smart, that they can overcome those obstacles. That's what I love about teaching.